උදපාදි විචාරාදි ආලෝකෝ උදපා.
Good evening, Dhamma friends. Wish you the blessings of the Noble Triple Gem. Today is December 23rd, Saturday. We are going to begin the Sutta study for the last time of the year 2023. Next Saturday, I won't be able to do this program due to the preparation for the New Year blessing ceremony. So today is the last day of our Sutta study class for this year. And I'm so happy that many of you could make it, including our friend who participate in the program from here at the temple. And there are many who would like to hear about the Dhamma from Suttas. So let me welcome you all with wholesome thought in mind. Throughout the year, depending on our availability and your availability, we were able to select many discourses from each Nikaya and discuss the Dhamma for the benefit of ourselves and everyone else who listen to this discussion later on. I'm so happy that many of you benefited from this discussion because it is a Kalyana Mitra association and we all discuss about the Dharma that as the Buddha explained, so that the joy arose in us when we did that, and even later on we were able to enjoy the memory about the Sutta studies. So I must thank everyone, especially those who participate in different medias, and were you were contributed in numerous ways, either by adding points to the Sutta discussion and explaining Dharma, and also sometime asking questions. Sometime your silent participation made us so impressed, because we know that you, just like a sponge, take the water in, you absorb the Dhamma as much as you can. So we really appreciate that. On behalf of everyone who joined with us, I really appreciate your effort to be here throughout the year and today also. Let me begin today's Sutta studies by paying homage to the Supreme Buddha by reciting Namo Tassa 3 times. And you also take that moment to pay your due respect to the Supreme Buddha for what he had been done for 45 years for the benefit of fourfold disciples, and you also divine beings and other living beings. May this recitation of the wholesome qualities of the Buddha be with us as a blessings, and may we be able to end this year successfully, and as the way we came, we would be able to go forward. So with that wish, let's begin the Sutta studies, and let us join together to pay our due respect to the Supreme Buddha. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. I pay my homage to the Blessed One, the Worthy One, the fully enlightened one. Homage to the Blessed One, the Worthy One, the fully enlightened one. Homage to the Blessed One, the Worthy One, the fully enlightened one. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Friends, the Sutta we discussed today is from Majjhima Nikaya. The Sutta number is 46. The name of the sutta is Mahadhamma Samadhana Sutta, the greater discourse on undertaking the Dharma. This is a different discourse that compared this discourse to many discourses we took for our discussion. This sutta by the addition Maha says something greater included in the sutta. This again shows us that there is a Chula Dhamma Samadhana Sutta. So both suttas are together in the Majjhima Nikaya, the first book of the Majjhima Nikaya. This talk about how we appreciate the Dhamma in day-to-day activities. Again, in other words, this tells us differences of people depending on the Dhamma practices. This talk about how people take things into action for the happiness, for the joy right now, but they do not think about the results of what they are doing. So there are such people. So basically, it is a categorization of humans by based on them. So we can see that the Buddha teaches dharma for bhikkhus and bhikkhunis and lay followers by taking this categorization, so we can find the 10 kusala and akusala there. So doing 10 kusala is the way to nirvana, and doing akusala, 10 unwholesome deed, is the path to suffering, unhappiness, and long journey in samsara. So the wise people always appreciate the wholesome side, whereas unwise, unskilled people, follow the unwholesome side of the side of living, so that they are going to be unhappy right now and even later on. So this sutta, we do not find the teaching of Four Noble Truth by that name, and we do not find the Noble Eightfold Path by that name. We do not find other deep teaching of the Buddha here by those names. But anyway, this is a form of encouragement by the Buddha for many bhikkhus, so that this kind of suttas also encourage us to stick to something missing, something new, maybe something we already know. The encouragement come to us from different angles, so that it is better for us to hang on to this kind of suttas here and there, so that we become so fascinated about the teachings of the Buddha. So that is my overview about the sutta. So let me go to the sutta with some reading, so that you can listen carefully and makes your thoughts organized while you are listening. Thus I have heard, at one time the Buddha was staying in Anathapindika's park monastery in Jetas Grove outside Savatthi. So this translation is a different one. Maybe you are having Bhikkhu Bodhi's translation, which is mostly available, or Bhikkhu Tanisaro. I think this is a different one from each of these. Anyway, it's fine. You can get into the meaning of the sutta very closely by reading this. So now the Buddha was at the Jetonarama monastery. Then he came across some bhikkhus, and he addressed them. Then the Buddha said this to bhikkhus. The first thing in the sutta is the Buddha's statement for bhikkhus. It's a form of a question. Bhikkhus, for the most part, beings have this wise, for the most part, beings have this wish, desire, it is, if only unwished for, undesired, disagreeable states would diminish wish for desire. So this if you read this translation, you need to do it couple of times just to understand what it means. Anyway, it simply says that uh, beings, not only humans, all kinds of beings uh, would like to be happy, would like to enjoy themselves uh, from something. They basically think that this is good for me, this is good for me, that is good for me. That is their intention. That is their aditana. That is their determination. Uh, However, if even if living beings have that idea to be happy, to be joyful, to be successful, uh, it doesn't happen always. So when people wish for something good and do something else, you know, the result is something otherwise. In other words, I want to be happy, I want to be good, I want to be successful, everything. However, what you are doing for the success, for the peace and happiness, for the joyful state is something otherwise. It means that the action is wrong, even though you have this kind of wishes to be happy and peaceful. So that is something we can see in the world, considering humans, considering other living beings. So, having said this, Buddha said at last, um, uh, now, because what do you think? What do you think is the reason for that? What do you think is the reason for that? Bante, our teaching are rooted in you. Based on you, the teaching is always explained. You are the person who knows about it. So if the Buddha, if Bante explain us the teaching, we are going to remember, as you said, so that it may be so beneficial for ourselves and everybody else who even come to the order later on. Then the Buddha started the sermon. We can see that monks always do not have a clue of what the Buddha is going to say, um, because the Buddha's statement is very deep always, or either taking into a deeper level of Dhamma, so that it is safe for bhikkhus to say that uh, we are because of you, and we know that you know everything as it is, so that please tell us, and whatever you tell us, we are going to remember them. So then the Buddha started, because this Putujjana, uh, one translation is run of the mill person, the other one is untutored worlding. It means there is nothing in his mind. He or she has not learned anything good. So the Putujjana is always like that. So ordinary person, ignorant, not only ordinary person, he has ignorance in his mind, so that ignorant ordinary person. So this person has no regard for great individuals who have developed their mind. He doesn't know anything about them. At the same time, he is unskillful for such things that those noble people appreciate. So that he doesn't know the Dhamma, he doesn't know anything. Sappuris, he doesn't know Sappuris, he doesn't know good people. Therefore, what is happening for him? Uh, he doesn't know dharma that has to be practiced, so that he pays attention to something undisciplined, something unwanted, something adhamma, and so forth. This is how it says. who has no regard for the noble one is unskillful, undisciplined in the noble dharma. Who has no regard for the true individual is unskilled, undisciplined in the true individual's dharma, does not know what state should be cultivated and what state should not be cultivated, and does not know what state should not be followed and what state should not be followed. So basically, it says that the person who doesn't know anything about the dharma, the truth, may definitely, not may, definitely, does not know what has to be cultivated and what should not be cultivated. Therefore, because of not knowing anything, he or she cultivates state that should not be cultivated. He does not cultivate what should be cultivated. He doesn't cultivate what should he doesn't cultivate what should be cultivated. He cultivates what should not be cultivated. He followed something negative, and he does not follow something positive because he does not know. Why he does not know? He is ignorant. He is not. He is ordinary and ignorant. That's why he doesn't know. As a result, he is going to experience uh, experience something negative, even though he wish something good. Maybe he is wishing something good in his mind, but he doesn't know how to achieve that good because he cultivated something should not be cultivated, and he doesn't cultivate what something he should cultivate, and then he doesn't know what to follow, and he follows something negative because he doesn't know what kind of things he should follow. Therefore, uh, his whole life is going to be a mess here at this present moment and also in the future. So this is the nature of untaught ordinary person, Putujjana. So you may be able to understand the nature of you when we talk about the Putujjana and and also the other person, because uh, we this is talking about us. Putujjana means the one who does not know about the Buddha. He doesn't know about the Dharma. He doesn't know about the Sangha. He doesn't know about the Sila. He doesn't know about anything good like that. Therefore, he is ignorant. He doesn't know what has to be cultivated. He doesn't know what should be cultivated. He doesn't know anything like that, so that his state of living would be misery for this moment and also for the future. This is the nature of untaught ordinary person, ignorant person. Now the Buddha talks about the Suttava Arya Savako, the well taught noble person. Friends, these two people, untaught ordinary person or Putujjana, and Suttava Arya Savako, the noble disciple, their status change. Basically, the status of the ignorant ordinary person could change with Kalyanamita qualities, with strong helping hands from somebody who knows about the truth. And the quality of Sutavarya Savako is there because he has been or she has been cultivating Dharma with the help of somebody else or himself, so that his mind is always inclined into peace and happiness. Why? He knows what to do. He knows what he should not do. If we know what to do and what should not do, definitely we do what to do. Beneficial to do. Let us read that part. The well taught noble disciple who has regard for the noble ones and is skill and discipline in the noble Dharma, who has regard for true individual and is skilled and disciplined in true individual's Dharma. So this is the nature of the Suttavarya Savaka. He identify the Buddha and other wholesome people and their teaching. And he is skillful to be disciplined in those teaching that the Buddha uttered or those great disciples followed later. Though this is the nature of Suttava Arya Savaka. Whenever a Putujjana is going to practice the Buddha's teaching exactly as it is, he cannot stay in that ignorant, ordinary state. He says goodbye to ordinary, ignorant state and come to a noble land where he knows what has to be done and what shouldn't be done. So that's how any ordinary person could be uh, develop himself or herself as a noble person. So my question for you, who you are? Have you thought about which category I belong to? Friends, I want to say this. If you have accepted the Buddha as your teacher, the Dharma as your guiding principles, and the Sangha as examples of for your practice, and you respect Sila, the morality you consider developing kindness is so good, and compassion should be done also. With these, you are not a prutujjana, you are not an untaught, ordinary, ignorant person, because you have accepted the Buddha as your teacher, the Dharma as the guiding principles and so forth, so that your prutujjana nature or the ignorant, untaught, ordinary level is gone with that move in your thinking, so that you are my friend, a noble disciple, Sapurisa. So develop those qualities further to make your state a sustainable one. So the Buddha said here, the wise person knows what has to be cultivated and what shouldn't be cultivated and what should be cultivated, so that his wish, uh, his ideas is going to be working. Uh, this is what at last said, because he does this, unwished for, undesired, disagreeable state diminish for him, and wished for, desired, agreeable state increased. So because of his good intention in he is going to experience something positive, something good. uh, so Buddha wanted to explain the monks there that there are two kinds of people. One is untaught, ignorant person, ordinary person, and the other one is Sutavari Savako, the one who knows about various things. So, because there are four ways of undertaking Dhamma, four Dhamma Samadhana. What are the four? This is the actually core of the discourse. There are four undertaking. So it means that I follow this. Certain things I follow, decide who am I, something like that. Let me read this. There is a way of undertaking the Dharma that is painful now and ripens as pain in the future. So the first undertaking factor out of four is like this. Certain things you do gives you pain right now, and you will have that pain even in the future because of the painful actions you are doing right now. In other words, what you are doing right now is unbeneficial, painful, and the total opposite of pleasure, so that the results of the very action you do is also going to be negative and dangerous and unbeneficial. So this is the first undertaking. Let's go to the second one. Certain things we do is pleasant. However, the results or the consequences of those pleasant things would not be that pleasant. That is the second undertaking. The things we do now is enjoyable, happy, and they give pleasure for us. However, when the results come, they are not that pleasure. They are not that peaceful. So they are all bad, right? This is the second Dhamma Samadhana. Let me read the first one and the second one again. First factor of the Dhamma we discuss here: we do certain things that are painful, and the results which come to you in the future is also painful. That's the first one. And the second one, what you are doing is so pleasant now, however, the results is unbeneficial and very really bad for the person. And the third Dhamma Samadhana is certain things are there that is painful when you do it. Very difficult to do certain things in our life at the moment. However, the results of that particular action in the future would be pleasant. So right now in the present moment, what you are doing is so hard, difficult to bear. Physical and mental stress is so much. However, you do it. The results of your effort is going to be really, really positive in the future, so that what you are trying to do right now should be really not good, but anyway, the results would be good. So that is the third one. And the last one is like this: you are doing certain things pleasant right now, or whatever you do right now is pleasant. When you do it with joy and happiness, and the results maybe tomorrow, maybe day after tomorrow, maybe next month, next year, they are going to be really, really good too, because the action is good, so that the results would definitely be good also. So these are the four Dhamma Samadhanas. The very word Dhamma Samadhana means you are taking that principles into your mind. Dhamma Samadhana, or you are going to be so familiar with that teaching, so that there is no distinction between your practice and the Dharma principles. So two things have become. That's how you undertake. In other words, it's true practice. For example, we say that killing and harming living beings is wrong. It's so painful for them. Okay, and what is the results of this? What is the results of this? Killing living beings is really negative. It gives pain for those innocent, living beings. So you may be enjoying doing it. You may be doing it with unhappiness sometimes. So what would be the results if you think that this action of killing living beings is really enjoyable right now? You are going to suffer in the future, because you do not know what to do. You do not know what shouldn't be done in the sense of clearing your path to nirvana. So friends, therefore, these four Dhamma Samadhanas are important to keep them in mind. So this is the thing I want to add. So no matter how hard what you are doing, you should do it if the result is good. A lot of people today do not have that strength in their mind to bear pain, cold, heat, and they always proactive. Too many activities in their mind, too many actions are there in their mind, so that they cannot stay long on their with their skills. So what the Buddha what the Buddha teaches us here. So two individuals, are really good and two are bad, because two individuals either experience suffering right now, and also he would experience suffering in the future as well, because of his unknowing, unlearning, and things like that. There is another person, he has all or everything nice around him or her. So he's enjoying the present moment with luck, with anything he is having. Okay, so therefore he has pleasantness in his mind. However, however, the future is going to be not that pleasant. For example, so a lot of people, drink, um, let's say, alcohol. These days, a lot of people do it. So enjoying the life with alcohol would be interesting, because it has some substance that make your mind calm down, so that you don't feel anything normal. So you are singing, dancing, enjoying the moment. How about the consequence of drinking alcohol? For example, you take alcohol in the evening, so you do not sleep at all in the midnight. So what about tomorrow? You will be suffering from it. You feel sleepy, you feel bad feeling, it's a sensation, and so it's so painful in your body. So these are immediate consequences of such activities. I told you this because uh, if you are looking for pleasantness on anything you do right now, only that, there you will have some unpleasant things in the future, because your intention is looking for pleasant. Anyway, so these are the four dhamma samadhanas. Let's go into the details of them. They are really interesting. The Buddha said, there is this way of undertaking the dharma that is painful now and ripens as painful in the future. So the condition is painful right now and painful in the future also. This kind of undertaking is really painful for the person, because he or she has already pain. So when you take this kind of dhamma into your mind, you are going to have you are going to ruin your present moment and also future, so that what you are looking for is not going to work, because you are catching the snake by the tail. uh, you are enjoying your senses, you are enjoying things that a lot of people do, but when we come to a stage of your life, you will be suffered by what you have been done. So that uh, the untaught ordinary person basically does not know what to do and what shouldn't be done. So in that regard, he is looking uh, uh, you know only for pleasure. So as a result, he doesn't get it. So that because what is the this is what happened to one who does not see. So the one who is ignorant always do things to be pleasant, but it doesn't happen. Now, because there is this way of undertaking Dhamma that is pleasant right now and ripen as pain in the future. So some activities or some behaviors are pleasant right now, but the results or consequences of your living uh, couldn't be so pleasant. So that yeah, the Buddha indirectly says here, if you are having some easy, practices. It doesn't give you so much. What you are going to experience is unsuccessfulness, suffering, and unsatisfactoriness. The reason why you do like this, because you do not know. So the first and the second explanation is meaningfully explained by the Buddha. One person is doing certain things with suffering right now, and he's going to experience suffering in the future because he does not know what he is doing and how valuable, how invaluable other teaching and so forth. So that's the second one. And when we come to that's the first one. When we come to the second one, the person is looking for pleasantness, but what he is doing for that purpose is not going to give any good things in the future. So that uh, so that uh, his effort is going to be in vain. And when we come to the third one, the Buddha talks about the wise individual. Wise individual always consider the results. If the results is really really good, he doesn't mind doing any difficult thing, because your dedication at the end gives you good results. So the wise people always think about that. And uh, so when we come to the fourth Dhamma Samadhana, it says that the wise people always know what is right and what should be done and what shouldn't be done, so that uh, they are going to experience happiness and joy right now, and also the results of his or her own activity brings joy and happiness in the future too. So these are the uh, you know this is the nature of wise person, as the Buddha said. So now we go to the next section here. Um Someone in pain, right? Someone uh, someone who experience pain does this kind of things. What are these? What are the action he or she does? Here, because he kills living beings in pain and in grief. And on account of killing living beings, he feel pain and grief also. So the untaught ordinary person um, kill living beings with pain in his mind, with grief in his mind. We saw that a lot of people who kill animals for uh, different reason, and I don't think they are doing it with so much pleasure. They do it because of their own skill or something else, so that uh, you know the person kills living beings with pain and with grief. At the time the committing killing, he is not in a super cool state. He is also experiencing that pain. Then the next one, he takes what is not given. This is the list of 10 akusala. So first one, killing living beings. Second one, stealing. Third one, misconduct, sexual misconduct, sensual misconduct. And the fourth one, false speech. And next one, slander speech, harsh speech, and frivolous talk. And when you come to the last three of the 10, they are all about mind. And one is covetousness, and the other one is ill will, and the last one is wrong view. So how do we understand the Dhamma Samadhana with regard to these 10 akusala? Killing living beings. So some people do killing living beings with pain in their mind. Definitely, they are going to experience pain more and more later on when they remember what they did. So in that case, right now, you kill living beings, you harm living beings with pain. So there you do not enjoy that activity. And when the negative results come, you are going to experience suffering and pain like before. This is applicable for people who do bad things right now, and later on go somewhere and do an experience thing. For example, at the age of let's say 10, you did a wrong thing. For example, killing animal, killing living beings. So the bad results of you will come to you in 10 years back, right? So karma is working like that. So that is so then uh, you are taking what is not given, which means you are stealing right now with pain, with fear in mind. So right, even that action is being conducted, the very particular person experience suffering. uh, Even later on he experienced suffering because the wrong action you did is going to come behind you, just like the shadow of you. So likewise, here the Buddha said, uh, you do 10 akusala, 10 unwholesome things with pain in your mind, so that later on the results of those unwholesome deed would not be that pleasant, because you did it with pain, and now what you are experiencing is painful too. Then because what is the way of undertaking dharma that is pleasant now but ripen as pain in the future? Okay. I told you this. Killing living beings is joyful. For example, people who's fishing, people who do various kind of other activities like hunting and something like that. So they are so enjoyable for them. I have seen some people catch fish. They are so happy when they get a fish or two. That is called, uh, you know, you kill living beings with pleasure, right? And the account of killing living beings, you feel pleasure and joy right now. So this is a category of people who definitely do killing living beings for profession. They do it with pleasure, because they know that this should be done in order to get this. This should be done in order to make this, so that they are not worrying about killing living beings. So they are happy that my wish is going to work. However, when the results come in disguised way to us, we wouldn't even be able to take any precautions, because the karmic energy has come. Here it says that killing living beings, taking what is not given, committing sexual misconduct, and so forth. At the moment, people do with all these violation with pleasure and joy, but the consequences they are going to experience in the future would be really really negative. So that is what we found in the sutta. After that, then um, someone in pain and grief behave morally. So the third person is going to be good. Uh, so uh, yeah, this is what it happens. Uh, Here, because someone abstain from killing living beings, even in pain, in grief, and on account of abstaining from killing living beings, feel pain and grief. So basically, killing living beings, stealing, misconduct, and they are all doing. They do not do them, uh, uh, but it's painful for them. It's painful. For example, you don't kill any animal, any fish. However, you're hungry. So if you are a wise person up to that stand, even though you are hungry, you're not going to kill an animal, because you know the fact that my action of killing living beings could fill my stomach, uh, but the results I'm going to have because of this demeritorious activity is so severe. So wise people always consider the results: killing living beings, harming living beings, stealing, telling lies and gossip and frivolous talk, and being ignorance, and what you call self view, and they are all going to be when you take them pleasant, however the results of them is going to be bad. But if you abstain from these wrongdoings in Numbers 10, you are going to be definitely be happy. Even if there is no happiness after that, you are not going to worry, because you feel that you have done something great. So basically, the Buddha wanted to give a message that wise people always consider of the results on, and then they do actions. If the results of the action, um, if the results of the action are not positive, they don't do the action. They don't do the action. So, for example, suppose there are number of people who like the environment. So that uh, so these people do not want to cut trees and make the special places of the jungle or forest or whatever it is should be protected. So they are working on that, and as a result, the water system and the environment and other features of the environment are saved for future generations. So wise people always think that if I do this, what is going to happen? The people after me, and if I do this, is this beneficial for people in the next generation? So something like that always is there with wise people. So these people or enjoy their life right now because of right thinking, and as a result, what they are going to have in the future is also pleasant because of their previous good practices throughout many years. So that the message is so clear that always ignorant people do the other thing, that the suffering that they are suffering for them right now and for long time, and wise people definitely consider the consequences of action, so that they select action to be done, and they are so wholesome always right now and also in the future. So at the end of the discourse, Buddha gives some similes. So if you did not understand the sutta by its by its factors, so listen these four uh, four actually similes. Suppose there are a bottle of you know bottle of it is the first one. Yes. Suppose that there is a bottle of very filthy drinking, very smelly, right? So it's mixed with poisons. So the drink you are having now in your hand in a glass is so bitter, you even cannot keep your you know nose closed. It's so stingy, and it's really bad. So somebody puts poison on it. Okay, somebody put poison on it. Suppose this person wants to live longer. He doesn't want to die. He doesn't want to make any damage to his life. He wants to live longer. So uh, this person now drinks it. And what happened to him? The smell is really bad. The color of the drinking is really bad, and there is no appetite taking place when you get it closer to you. It's so bitter, so it's also poisonous, or poison is added to it. So what happened when you drink it at the present moment? It's so unpleasant, and the results of the future is also going to be really bad, and you are going to die, or similar situation takes place there. So this simile is given by the Buddha to understand the first one: painful right now and painful in the future also. Right now, what is painful? The drinking you are having is so stingy, smelly, bad, color is not good, and shape is so bad, so that the present moment of you is unpleasant, and the future is also going to be unpleasant because your action is wrong. You drink something very bad with poison in it, so that you are going to either die or similar situation happen to you. Pleasant, unpleasant right now, unpleasant in the future. That's the first undertaking of the Dhamma with the simile. And the second one, uh, so suppose uh, there is a drink. Uh, what is it according to the Dharma here? I'm taking this. Yeah, for example, this is the Dhamma, the undertaking Dhamma. The present moment is unpleasant, but the future would be really good. Or right now it is unpleasant. What you are doing is unpleasant, but the results of that particular action would be really good in the future. So the example is given, the urine of cows. I can see Johan Nohal, if I'm right, the pronunciation. So you can unmute and talk. I can see you raise your hand, Nohal. I'm not hearing yet from, or maybe you raise your hand by mistake. Okay, I'll consider like that. So the second simile is, yeah, drinking urine of cows is a medicine. So you don't drink it at once. You kept it in pots and pan for a certain period of time. Maybe you add certain other medicinal stuff, so that it's just like a very toxic medicine. So drinking it so unpleasant. You know that it is from cow, and it's kept in a vessel for long time, so very really bad, bitter, and unpleasant. However, when you drink it, it is going to be the medicine for many illnesses. Those days, monks and lay people equally drink cow's urine when that process of making it a medicine is done. So it's one of the famous medicine used by those people at the time of the Buddha. So it is unpleasant right now, but the results would be good. You are going to cure many illnesses in you, so that the future would be good. And the third simile is, here is the third one. Actually, that was the third one, and I missed the second one. So the second one is uh, something very pleasant, something very tasty you are going to have. Uh, it's like a pudding. It's like a very pleasant mango juice or whatever juice. It could be something like that. And it's going to be in a golden mug or cup or glass. So it is so pleasant, looks good for the eyes, but though it is pleasant, color is good, taste is good, it is poisonous. So at present, what you are doing is good for you for the moment. It is so joyful, but the results would be really, really negative. In the future, what you are going to happen, what happened to you is so bad. So that is the second Dhamma Samadhana. The simile is given. You are drinking a very delicious tasty something on it is kept in golden mug or something, but it is poisonous or poison is added, so you are going to die. So the fourth one is something like this. There is something some juice or some food made by honey, and then sugar cane, and you add certain other tasty things, and it is also uh, uh, with so many good things, so that when you drink it now, it is so pleasant because it is made by honey. Or honey is added to it, and pleasant other items like sugar cane and every other thing is there, and milk is there, so that drinking it is giving pleasantness to you right now. It's joyful, and it is going to be good for you in the future also, because it keeps your body healthy, and it is also medicine, so that you will experience joy and happiness in the future too. So if you do not understand the statement of four Dhamma Samadhanas by that way, I think these four similes provide you a simple ground to understand what four Dhamma Samadhana. Simply, any action, any words, any thinking we do right now could be pleasant right now, but if those action, word, and thinking gives us unpleasant experiences in the future, it shouldn't be done. If you do that kind of thing, you are going to have the label untaught ordinary person, because suffering could arise with that. Suppose what you are doing and what you are thinking and what you are saying is unpleasant right now, uh, however, the results of what you are doing would be really good, so that take your strength into application, believe on your work, though it is hard, unpleasant right now, you are going to be experiencing something great. So meditation or any other dhamma practices are not easy. You feel so uh, you know painful in your back, and it's cold outside. How could you go far to reach to those places? And you say that it is so boring. So doing meditation and any other similar dhamma practices would be so hard, but as a result of your difficult practice, you are going to experience joy and happiness in the future. Being away from a lot of problems in the society is a blessing for you. Even if your meditation doesn't work as it should be, being away from busy life gives you some solace, so that action would be or the thinking or words would be really, really unpleasant right now, but the results would be really good in the future. Um, uh, the last one is what you are doing right now is pleasant, joyful, and the results are in the you are going to experience in the future will also be really, really good. So the Buddha encouraged monks to do things right, do things in exactly as the Dhamma and Vinaya says, so that you are going to experience uh, something great, something extraordinary in the future. Uh, if you uh, if you do something negative, if you do something bad, if you do something unbeneficial, it's not someone else going to experience unpleasantness. It is they. It is these people who did something wrong in the past. So, having said this, Buddha wanted to tell the monks that the person who does good things in the present moment, he or she continues it, because when you do good things right now, you know the value of it, you experience the result of it immediately, so you want to repeat it. And that person is going to be the moon in the clear sky on the full moon day. So here Buddha compares those great disciples of the Buddha, and whoever does good things to the full moon, whereas those other misguided religious people are the darkness. When the moon is shining, it's light everywhere, and when the darkness is there, there is no moon. And so darkness is the quality there. So likewise, you are like the moon, whereas other people like the darkness. So Buddha wanted to give a message to those bhikkhus that practice the Dhamma in three ways: bodily, verbally, and mentally. Even though it is unpleasant right now, it could be pleasant to you in the future. So, doing pleasant thing right now will be good for you in the future as well. So, don't, even if it is pleasant right now, if you are going to experience suffering, don't do this kind of activity. So, that's what Buddha wanted to tell. I think the Dharma, in many ways, uh, has been explained by the Buddha to this group of bhikkhus later on, earlier than this, so that the Buddha wanted to speed their practice for enlightenment. So this kind of sermon are kind of encouraging discourses for the bhikkhus and bhikkhunis, and in a way, it has given the Dhamma categorically with examples. Uh, and one of the things many people can go with is 10 kusala and akusala, and it is included in the sermon. So that's what I wanted to tell you with regard to the sutta. I think Dr. Pial raised his hand. So you may take your time, Doctor.
Yeah, it's a very interesting sutta, to tell you the least. But when you at the beginning, when you go back to the beginning, how do you define asrutat prochagna? There are three qualities, if I remember correctly. Aryanang adasavi, Arya dhammena akovido, Arya Arya
Avinito.
Vinayena Avinito, something Arya,
Yeah.
something like that. Can you translate that to English? The definition of the.
Yes. Let me get the sutta. Untaught, it's called untaught ordinary person. Okay. Untaught ordinary person. Here is the sutta. Who has not regard for the noble ones, unskillful, undisciplined in the noble Dhamma. Yeah, Arya Dhammas first Aryanang Adassavi. Arya Dhammas Akovido. Arya Dhamme Avinito. Aryanang Adassavi. There are people who.
1 second.
Okay. There are people who do not understand the quality of noble people. Maybe they associate those people in person, but they have no that mindset to understand or the value those people. Ariyanang Adasai. It is not the it is not the it is not those people who do not see them. Of course, for example, Devadatta, for example, Suprabuddha, and those individuals who disturb the Buddha very much, they listen to the Dhamma, they were associating those enlightened beings. However, they did not value those people. They did not recognize how important they are. So Ariyanang Adasavi could be like that in meaning, but this Asutava Pudujjano, he doesn't know those people. For example, I would say there are many individuals who met the Buddha, but they never recognize the importance of the Buddha.
So is it like you cannot recognize a Kalyana Mitra when you see someone? In other words, I mean, when you know this is the source, but you just ignore the source.
Yeah, because not knowing the right, not knowing the good people as good is a very unfortunate quality, because in essence you don't have that mindset to see them. I remember the story of a weaver's daughter. It is coming from Dhammapada. The Buddha was waiting for this young girl for a long time, but he didn't tell a word of Dhamma to a huge group of people until this girl came to the hall where the Buddha was preaching. The reason why Buddha saw that these people, everybody else may not be able to understand them except this girl. I'm telling this story just to give others a glimpse of what it is. Sometimes people are blind to the truth, to the right people. So they do not know how to recognize. That is because they don't have essences in their mind. So Ariyanang Adassavi, as you rightly said, Kalyana Mittas are there. The people cannot recognize them just because they don't have that skills to understand the Kalyana Mittas.
So from there, you get to listen to Dhamma, and then you become more skillful in the Dhamma, like more disciplined in the Dhamma, right? Once you listen to Dhamma,
unless you recognize them, there is no way for you to know the Dhamma. Akovido is the results, because Kovida means you become aware of it. You are going to know about. You are going to be wise with it. So unless you know the right person as right person, how do you go to understand what he teaches, and how do you discipline with what he teaches? So that not knowing Kalyanamitas as they are paves the way for him to be ignorance again, and he is not going to discipline his mind with that particular Dhamma, the Kalyanamita holds on. Sappurisa, I think there the Buddha reiterate the same thing twice. Sappurisanang adassavi, Sappurisa dhamme akovido, Sappurisa dhamme avinito. Sappurisa and Arya, there is a little difference between the two. Arya means seems noble, beyond average, and Sappurisa is also the same, but Sappurisa, when we come to Sappurisa, we call Sappurisa in categories. I think the same thing is repeated for the purpose of emphasize the fact. Sappurisa is a Kalyanamita again. You know, in Kanti Sangita of Sangita Nikaya, we see the statement of the Buddha, how one, there is a, there is a kind of level of people called Putujjana, and when one understands the Dharma into a certain extent, like eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, and mind are impermanent, and the Buddha is there, and Dharma is such, and I follow this. So he is not going to be a Putujjana anymore because of this understanding of senses and accepting that noble triple gem as refuge. So he's going to be Sappurisa. So that's how the status of a person change from Putujjana level to Sappurisa. So
Thank you, Bante.
Sappurisa, being a Sappurisa means he's going to be a noble person. So I think both Arya here and Aryanang and also Sappurisanang are two terms just to denote just one thing.
And going to the sutra a bit detail, but I mean, it covers a lot of bases. Like, I mean, starting with the simple fact that, like the now say akusa, we started with the general idea of kusalas kusalas supasampada sajita paryodapana, like that. What's that? First start. Sajita Paryodapana, like Kusala Supasampada.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that. So the away from the Akusala, develop Kusala, and
Yes.
and I think it covers pretty much everything.
Indeed, that is the first thing the Venerable Sariputta addressed in Samadhi Sutta in order to explain explain what Samadhi is. So if you know what is Akusala and Kusala, there you have the right beginning to the noble
Right.
teaching.
Yeah.
And I think this 10 Kusala and Akusala covers every aspect
everything.
of the Dharma. Yeah.
And also, Bante, also there's overlap of the other sutras. Like I think you discussed already, the from light to dark, like Tayo, like
Kamotama Parayana.
yeah, like that. Also, the Kukkaravati Sutra talks about the Kalu, the black deeds. Yeah. So I mean, there's a lot of overlapping ideas, but I think this is a very fascinating sutra. Thank you so much for sharing. Yes.
Thank you so much for your addition and comments that allows me understand certain things that I should explain in a different way. And it is really interesting. Yes, as you said, it's a fascinating sutta that encourages us. So I think simple message is that do actions based on Dhamma. Whether it is difficult right now, you are going to experience happiness in the future. So this is a kind of a very good message to people. Sometimes these days it's so cold, right? Difficult to do things outside. But if we bear that pain, physical pain, and go to our friends and greet them, and some works are difficult to do, but if we do it, there is a good result. So we can even use this kind of teaching for mundane happiness. And with regard to supramundane experience, of course, we have to work hard right now in many ways, physically, verbally, and mentally. It's hard, it's not easy. However, the result is going to be really good. So Buddha wanted to encourage those maybe lazy monks to practice Dhamma, to clear their mind from wrongdoings, even though it is difficult. So you are going to be safe. I think Buddha has told this to us at the last moment of his life. Don't waste your time with something temporary, something minor, something very short. Just consider whole factor of samsara. Suppose if you are going to be unmindful about what is going to happen in the future with this act, with that act, you're going to be in real danger. So same thing, yeah. As you reminded us, the Tamotama Parayana Sutta, people do bad things and they are in darkness. Actually, they came to this life with dark qualities, and then they are in darkness, and they what they do is the same thing. So their whole life is dark, in darkness. But some people who came to this life with I mean bad qualities or bad association, they somehow manage to get out of it and make their life very pleasant. So these people should be appreciated because they started their new life with bad associates. Maybe their parents are negative minded people, maybe siblings, maybe relatives, maybe the area they live is not giving them anything. Uh, However, they are fortunate to associate noble people, noble Dhamma, though their beginning was really bad. Now they are living happily because their right effort worked for them. And some people came to this world with all kinds of physical and other ways of luxurious things. However, their wealth, their fame, their this and that made them to be really negative at the end. So they are in light, but they ended up their life with darkness. And the last one, according to the Tamotama Parayana Sutta, is you from the very beginning of your life you associate good parents, siblings, and friends, and the society is really good. Either you turn it to good so that you are going to be really good in the future as well. So Sevitabba Sutta also said what you should associate always should give you benefits, positive things, and these are the things, monks, you need to associate, and these are the things you should not associate, Buddha said. So that similar suttas are there, but we know the fact that the occasion the Buddha explained those suttas is different, so that the messages are very clear for us that we should do this and that, and we shouldn't do this and that. So that's what it is. And is there any comment? Let me see. Chatting box. I think someone. Oh no, it's not a question. Anyway, so that is the Sutta Maha Dhamma Samadhana, greater discourse on undertaking Dhammas. If you want to read it slowly, carefully, absorbing the Dhamma as you want, just do it, because this kind of discussion may be going uh, from place to place in the Sutta, taking the important point. But if you maybe other information make you so interested to read more on many suttas like that, so that my recommendation and my suggestion, take the sutta and read it. So that's the sutta, the Mahadhamma Samadhana, and I'm going to end today's class because it's 9:20 now. Thank you so much for coming forward and participating in the sutta discussion. It encourages everybody else in the Zoom platform and YouTube and live stream. Those who contributed in the discussion, like Dr. Pial, sometime Mrs. Chandrani, are really appreciated. And those who, stay there in silence, I know that they know the Dhamma, they follow the Dhamma, they practice the Dhamma. You are really appreciated, because you by participating in the Sutta discussion, you read the suttas, and then you try your best to add certain dhamma elements into your day-to-day practice, so that you pick up the right dhamma and you associate the noble people, so that what you are going to experience in the future would be really pleasant. So throughout the year 2023, I didn't count number of sutta study classes we did, but we managed to do many sutta study classes like that. And we try our best to clear the dhamma as we understand, and you supported me a lot. So I really appreciate that, and I further bless you. May you be able to live peacefully next couple of days in this year, and step into the new year. Actually, it is another year. December 31st is quite similar to January 1st. It is our perception, it is our agreement, it is our convention. Anyway, we follow that as the conventional truth, and make a strong determination in your mind that I study the Dhamma of the Buddha uh, with strong feeling to be peaceful, so that my practice on Sila Samadhi and Panya would be beneficial, would be successful in the year 2024. So having that in great determination in mind, let's end today's sutta discussion, and I hope I could meet you in the first Saturday of the new year for the discussion. And until then, may you have a happy evening, and may you have happy and peaceful year end, and may you step into the new year 2024 with blessings of the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. May you all attain the supreme bliss of Nirvana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.